Hey gang, welcome once again. So as you can see, I am farm jammed up because this show is going to be all about Farm Jam in their second half of the season. A little bit of an adjustment to the calendar, a little bit of adjustment to the venue. Cool to head back to Botshabelo. We've been working with the Farm Jam crew for something like 7 years now. We've been putting out the productions for the last 3 years. Botshabelo went down as one of our coolest events. Something about that place, it really delivers. There's a little bit of everything, uphills, downhill, a little bit of rocks, a little bit of tech, a little bit of absolutely everything. And for me and the boys out at LiveX last year, this was really where we saw the Hare Scramble format really come into its own. And that's why it is our pleasure to introduce you to Farm Jam Botshabelo. Enjoy this, because it was a belter of a race.
This Farm Jam racing action is proudly brought to you by Vans Racing in association with Subaru Nelspruit. After having to react to a change of venue in the mid part of the season, a great reaction coming into play, the return of Botshabelo, one of, if not the best Farm Jam Hare Scrambles on the tour in 2021. Everyone was more than excited with a brand new pit layout, a brand new race HQ, and a brand new layout of track that had everyone buzzing as we got ready for round 4 of the Farm Jam Hare Scramble series in 2022.
We're back at Botshabelo for round 4. It was one of the favorite events for last year, and I'm glad to be back here. Every dark cloud's got a silver lining. The other event didn't happen, but we're back at Botshabelo, and I'm so glad we're out here because we found some cool tracks for the guys. The juniors are going to love it. The ladies are going to have a good time today in the morning session, and then later we'll open up the big loop for the senior guys, which is going to be challenging for them, but still flowy, open sort of riding.
So you remember last year was the first time that Hare Scramble was talked about with Farm Jam. Now everyone knows exactly what it's all about. That said, this was going to be one of the more testing and technical layouts as Justin, the MC, was singing it from the mountain, getting everyone wound up, revved up, and ready to rock and roll. The morning session being all about the juniors, the Pro 85s, and the ladies' gates going out the queue. First flag drop was all about the ladies, where the reigning queen of Farm Jam is Catherine Mostert. But for the last 6 or 7 months, we've seen Von der Moe really come on strong and come on song as well. Also, the return of Roxy Nell meant there was going to be plenty of racing and rubbing elbows, but it was the Moe and Mostert show in the early running. On the 85 Pros, Mitch Fallon, the local superstar, got the drop on everyone else, but he was going to have Big Mig Kavina to deal with, as well as Record Webster. On paper, this looked like a Big Mig track. He went out the gate in 3rd place, chasing down on the local lads. Junior 85s, as always, giving us a absolutely massive gate. Well over 40 of these kids going out there, and everyone was going to see what they could do about rocking and rolling and getting out front. The one rider got the big hole shot, the rest getting jammed up, stuck in the rocks, and everyone was going to have to chase down into the tech zone. We went back to the 65cc Pros, where we saw GJ Kutsia get the numbers going. He was going to have to dice it out with Mackenzie Bam, Liam Skierpers, but it was Ruvan de Beer who got the cheese, got the hole shot, and he would have clear air. But there was a massive gate of very skilled and very talented racers chasing him down. The 65cc Juniors has been a great initiative. The only tour that has rolled out a welcoming kind of open mat feel to the 65cc's, so they don't have to go straight up against the pros. They can build themselves up and get themselves nice and comfortable. Leon Van Kerk getting the hole shot with Jean Blanche and Zach Stubbs on his wheel. On the 50cc gate, hard to fight once again against the thunder that is Declan Richards. But how good is Declan Richards in the tech? Today, we were about to find out. He got the hole shot, he ran, but was this track going to be the upset, or would it also tell us that he was fast at the flatland as well as the tech zones? All the juniors, 85 pros and ladies out on the course. Let's chat to Leon.
Yeah, look, the entries are fantastic for this time of the year. I think we're just close to under 300, if I'm not mistaken. The junior loop this morning, we're going to do the start at about 9 o'clock, and they're going to go straight into some technical single track riding for the first couple of Ks, and then it will open up for them. Then they can pass and go crazy for the rest of the day. Yeah, the ladies and the senior guys are going to open up the big loop for us. There's a lot of burnt grass areas, new areas, which will on the first lap be a bit bouncy, but after that will open up nicely. Yeah?
All the riders found out very early on, Botshabelo was going to be a tough day in the saddle. Let's climb the ladder, starting out with our 50cc Racing Warriors. Just outside the top 6, it was all about Ashton Yar getting the numbers on the page, with Campbell Dupree in shot now, telling us that he can ride the rocks as well as roost it in the flatlands as well. A little bit higher up the road and very consistent lap times coming in for eventual 4th place finisher. That was Ian van Rensburg rocking on the 38. One of the bigger kids of the 50cc's, and it seemed to help him in the more technical zones. Oliver Oberholzer, we've talked about this guy a couple of times in the early part of the season. Love his riding style, always comes dialed in, turned out nicely with a number 3 spot, and Jano Lombard walking away with a 2nd place. Also a tall kid, and those long legs help when it comes to getting up those steps. 2nd place, he'll be happy with that one. But you'd have to go around about 20-something minutes up the road to find this guy. Declan Richards is near on unstoppable in the 2022 season. Not just a flatland specialist, he can rock and roll it with the best of them. Another standout win, and another man that is staring down the barrel of multiple championships and big number 1 plates come the end of the season. On the 65cc juniors, a big gate and a lot of key riders going out after this one. Juan Smith down there in a number 6 with Gustav van Kirk. We just saw him with a number 5 spot with Ethan Oberholzer also rocking his way like his brother inside of a top 5 with a number 4 run going here at Botshabelo. Stubbalicious though, Zack Attack Stubbs, he went out with the leading bunch. He knows exactly what a whole shot means. It's super important to run the numbers in the early stages. He didn't drop too far off the back wheel come the end of play as well. Zack Attack stays solid with a number 3 ride. Jean Blanche, the top Yamaha rider once again, was on the back wheel of the race leader in the early running, but eventually lost it in the dust. To Blanche, solid with a 2 spot, solid. I think that's number 2nd place in the championship chase as well. So who was on top? It was the guy that pulled the big Holeshot cheese, Leon van Kirk. He simply did not see his competition for the rest of the day after that first flag dropped. Dominant form at Botshabelo. 65cc pros, and this was going to be a very interesting situation because we had a lot of key riders, some of them national ranked riders as well. Morgan Daly down there in a number 6. The return of Derek Milan, trying to find his mojo once again. Milan starting to understand what it is to come back to the speedy tippy top step. It's been a long time since we've seen him chase down the top 3, but his time will come once again. Same story for John-Luc van der Vesthuizen, who's finding his feet in the 65cc gate by our watching as well, and just look at the way he was riding on this terrain. It looked like Botshabelo really suited his wheelhouse. He was able to stand high on the bike, dance it around. 4th place, he'll be pretty happy with that one. Drew van der Beer, whole shot, and eventually dropping 2 steps down the ladder come the end of play. 3rd place for de Beer, solid numbers on the race, solid numbers in the championship as always. A number 2 spot, one of the best rides we've seen on the season, coming out of Liam Skeepers as well. One of the riders who's about to make that jump up next season into the 85 juniors. But for now, 65cc pros, number 2 spot, and dangerously close to that win was Liam Skeepers. But There's GJ Kutsia, who's really made a mark and a name for himself on the Hare Scramble version of the Farm Jams. Can turn his talents to the flatland, the mud, the rocks, the dust, and at Botshabelo we had everything, except for the mud, that is. First time we've had a fully dry race, and he was on top. In the 85cc Juniors, MJ Van Aert rocked it to a number 6, with Oliver Whitehouse here looking factory fresh, walking away with a rock-solid number 5. Paulus Van Kirk, he does like it more technical, and it showed as well as he walked away with one of his most comfortable finishes inside of a top 4 ride, with Via Pia Human just ahead of him in a number 3. The lone Kawasaki rider doing what he could to get the numbers on the page. 3rd place. One stall out every now and again, but believe me, everyone did that on the day. Willem Jacobs was up there on the W171. Dropped off the back wheel of eventual race winner, but was nicely comfortable inside of that number 2 finish. So it was Trompie van de Heerwe. This guy is making a name for himself on the show that is Farm Jam Hare Scrambles, and Trompie is very, very comfortable in this kind of terrain. Clearly has a sweet spot set up on his KTM. Suspension and tires came into play. And for the ladies that were out there, remember they opened up the course on the big loop. Shelley Compain did not enjoy conditions, clearly dropping down to a number 6 finish. Marissa Van Rooyen likes it tech, likes it tough, and she'll be relatively happy to walk away with points on the plate for a number 5 finish. But she did rob and get lost a lot of points by Daryl Lee Pruis. Pruis was good enough to walk up the road and just finish off the box inside of a number 4 ride, where inside the top 3 we saw a couple of technical specialist racers come to the fore. In 2022, it's been the resurgence, and great to see Roxy Nell back on the money once again. She pretty much didn't race anything last season, and this year she's just feeding herself back in to the racing family. A bunch of 3rd places so far, another 3rd place here at Botshabelo for Nell. Van der Moe got the gate that she wanted. She didn't see clear air, but she did stay on the wheel of Catherine Mostert for quite a long time, and it showed come the end of the day when you look at the time. The Moe and Mostert show light years ahead of the rest of the field, and Moe only eventually losing out by 13 minutes come the end of a very tough morning session. So once again, it was the reigning queen. You can almost see that crown on her head once more as we close in on the second half of the Farm Jam Championship in 2022. Catherine Mostert for Roost on the KTM, once again dominating. 85cc pros would see some of the hottest lap times of the morning session. Armand Kutzer down in a number 6, with Leon Keegan taking a number 5 ride in the morning session. It seemed like the little bikes had a little bit of a benefit. They're lighter, more agile in the more technical parts of the terrain, but remember, they're running the smaller tires than the ladies, so it was anyone's guess who was going to be able to walk away and get the job done. Different names coming into play though. 4th place, Janko Van Kirk getting it up there with Ruan Kruger, a little bit further than him, inside of a number 3 ride. In the morning session, we did lose Webster. Unfortunately, he was going to be challenging for a number 3, but he had problems on the day, leaving the top steps wide open. Kruger with a number 3, we just saw him. Mitchell Fallon got the Holeshot cheese, but would eventually get passed by the guy that came out the gate in 3rd place. Fallon, though, back at 100% full fitness, will be happy to take the number 2 spot. No one likes to lose, but when you have been beaten by Miguel Cavina, who is a master at this format and this style of track layout, you can't feel too bad. Didn't lose too much time to him as well. It was just over 10 minutes come the end of the race between Fallon and Cavina, but Cavina in his last season of 85cc's shows why he is potentially going to walk away with the big number 1. With all our categories counted then, let's go through confirmation of the results. 85 pros shows Cavina ahead of Fallon, Kruger, Van Kirk, Keegan and Kutzer. Cavina dominating here. On the ladies' gate, Mostert, but look out for Mo. She is coming on and coming on strong. She beats out Nell, Pruis, Van Rooyen and Compain. Good racing for the ladies. In the Junior 85s, where we saw the biggest field ever, well over 40 riders, it was Trompie van der Heever that got it over Jacobs and Human, with Van Niekerk, Whitehouse and Van Aert taking us to the juicy number 6. 65cc pros GJ Coetzee starting to show some advantage in the championship, ahead of Skeepers, De Beer, Jean-Luc van der Westhuizen, Milan and Daly. And in the Junior 65s, love this gate. Leon Van Niekerk getting it over to Blanche. Stubbalicious, that's Zack Attack Stubbs in third. Oberholzer, Van Niekerk and Smit. And on the 50cc gate, Declan Richards continues to run off the front, beating out on Lombard, Oberholzer, Van Rensburg, Dupria and Yaw. The morning session was spectacular. Hold your breath as we get ready for the big show and the senior motorcycles that went out in the afternoon. So as we get ourselves ready for the big motorcycle category, we remind ourselves that none of this can happen without the sponsors. Leon tips the cap.
Yeah, look, definitely to Dunlop, always coming out, always supporting us. I think they make a big difference in the riding community. They're there, they're active, and they got the tyres to do the job. Unigrow, they've launched a fantastic new product. It's insurance for off-road racing. So now you can insure your bike against off-road when you do off-road racing. So I think that's definitely a product to look at, especially for the racing guys. Things have become super expensive, and this is going to blow up. I think it's something good. And then last but not least, Subaru. They're always supporting us with the media part of this, the production sort of side. And they're always coming out all the way from Nelspruit. Guys, support them. They got a good company there in Nelspruit.
With the sponsors taken care of, we went and chatted to the other people, the riders.
It's just such a great series, you know. The guys put in such a lot of effort, make the tracks nice and safe, and it's a great vibe, eh? Just a good day's racing, to be honest.
It's family orientated. You come out here, look at this, look at these views. You don't have that anywhere else. Safe racing, good event, well organized. It's a winner.
I just came out today to support the fast guys a bit, just to have some fun. Me and the wife came out, just have fun. And I miss the farm jams, man. I'm thinking next year I might do a bit more of them.
I enjoyed the train that you guys have here. I mean, it's brilliant. It's a fun outing for the day, and yeah, it's friendly guys that you're riding with, so definitely worth it. Brilliant guys. I was coming down the road there and I looked at the mountain and I thought, wow, this is going to be a little bit tough here, but it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm in university now, so I have to put in lots of practice on the weekends, and yeah, we're trying to race everything.
Yeah,
it looks awesome. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised. I didn't think it was going to be this rocky, but it looks fun. Can't wait. The national is going to be very rocky, so we're trying to fit in some tech in the schedule.
And it's cool to check you out, Farm Jam. What you doing, eh?
Just having some fun. It's weekend, Saturday. Nothing better than riding your bike.
How cool does this place look?
Botshabelo is always fun. Middelburg, right in the centre, nice and close for everyone. It's going to be dusty, but luckily the wind is picking up a bit now.
So is this just a way to get some practice in?
Not just practice. Any race is a proper race. So it doesn't matter whether it's a fun event or national. When it comes down to race day, it's racing.
And when it comes to the flag drop, it always starts with the S1 Pro category. This time around we saw Ruan Smith, who we have seen before on a 450 big lump of a bike. Now he's on a 300 smoker, and it's Aldo Lowe that's going to be chasing him down. It was anyone's bet as to who would walk away with the cheese on the Pro gate. On the S2s, it's a slightly easier conversation to have. When Devastator's on the gate, everyone's going to be chasing him down. When he gets clear air, he is going to be the big threat, not only to take the S2s, but also the overall on the day. S3 Pros. This is Ryan Peltzer's house, but he got a terrible jump off the line, and that left Stormy Viljoen with clear air, and John Buerta, as well as Alru van der Westhuizen on his first swing of the leg on a 254 stroke. Peltzer was going to have to plough the field. On the senior gate, big story and great that we actually caught up with him whilst he was offloading his bike. Hannes Simon, the man that can turn his hand to absolutely anything, led a massive stacked field of seniors, clear air, and he was gone. For the Masters Gate, another one of these categories where we see well over 25 of the very best men going out there. But on the championship, there are two names that stand out, and that is Captain Kirk and Rudy Kavina. Who was it going to be this time? The terrain told me it was Kirky. Leon talks about conditions as we go through the rest of the gates.
We're definitely going to have some dust today. The wind factor is going to be there, so it should blow the dust away. But I think the guys are going to have an exciting time. We found a lot of rock sections, which is not loose rocks, but big flat rocks. So in those areas there will be no dust, and I think they're going to enjoy that.
As the afternoon session wore on, riders knew exactly what Botshabelo had to give. This was a rock and roll track, and everyone was buzzing, but there was still racing to be done and airtime to be had. Out on the course and picking up on the S3 Novice gate. Remember, there's so many categories. Literally whatever age you are, whatever bike you've got fits in somewhere at the Farm Jam Hare Scrambles. Gareth van Deventer was down in a number 6 with Dion Jacobs in a number 5 and Jacob Mo breaking up there into a number 4 finish. The S3 novices on some of the smaller capacity bikes, and these guys, some of them, first time racers. JP de Toy was good enough to break himself up the road into a number 3 ride, with Estienne Kutzer getting a number 2 finish. So who is going to be on the top step at the S3 Novice Gate? It was this kid, Jerome Stubbs, finding the flow, finding his form, and finding the mojo here at Botshabelo. S2 Novice, where we start climbing the ladder and seeing a little bit more power coming out of these bikes. A lot of the guys rocking out 250 smokers or 350 thumpers. Koers language getting it done out there. Rory Davey coming back into the Farm Jam family after a couple of seasons out. Used to be out there championing one of the old Suzukis. Neil Olofsson up the road there inside of a number 3, with Bert Mo rocking his way to a number 2 finish. But it was this guy once again, Lauren Shangguan on the L99. We've seen him rock some real taster results this season. And it may be time to put a big number 1 plate on this guy's bike. 1 double points round to go at round number 5 in just over a month's time. In the S1 Novice Gate, we saw some interesting riders coming forwards here. And this was tough terrain for the big banger bikes. Andre Potkita just about squeaking his way inside of the top 5. With Monis, Suns Out, Guns Out, Dixon taking it to a number 4 finish. One of the older KTMs out there, but that's what it's all about. Bring what you got, and we'll deliver the goods for you here at Farm Jam. Donald Struthers, you can check the shirt as well. He's running the School of Hard Rocks shirt, which means he is a technical master of a rider. And if you were good and comfortable in the rocks, it meant you were going to have a good day. Struthers taking it to a number 3 finish, with Mark Myberg taking it to a number 2. Myberg was good, but there was one man just a little bit better than him. Not by much though. Come the end of the day, we know him as Ben 10. His mom knows him as Ben Nell. And the big guy from Event Cost got the job done and saw the checkers on a track that was custom made for his muscular riding style. Moving forward then into the S3 category, where again we saw a ton of different talent and a ton of different riders coming to the fore because of the layout of the track here at Botshabelo. Molo Kutzer taking it to a number 5. He spent more time on the back wheel than anything else out there, but he loved his time on the wheels. Angelo Dimitriatis taking it to a number 4. He's been consistently inside the top 5 the whole way through the season, so he'll be happy to put this one in his back pocket. Andrew Mostert, who has been championing 150s and 125s for most of his racing career, this year picked up the deal with the Roost KTM along with sister Catherine, and he is now out there on a 250 4-stroke, starting to feel the love from that thing. But the smoker was still a little bit up the road from him. Remember, Raymond Language, super busy, super solid rider, and starting to really come good in the senior categories. Second place this time around, 1 place off the win, and not far on time either. It was Hanru van der Sant who once again took his H777 all the way to the tippy top. He seems to be very tough to beat, and I'm expecting to see van der Sant in 2023 move up to the pro ranks, where he should place in the S3 Pro category. S2 amateurs, we see some of these guys banging massively fast lap times. Evan Vessels riding out of the Roost. Be Sure KTM squad took it once again to a number 5. He's been on the show most of the season, so he knows exactly what he's doing. Frana Fasaki should have been one of those guys challenging for the championship, but he's been a little bit inconsistent at rounds 2-3. Now he gets himself to a number 4 finish, with Kuis Language just a little bit further up the road, rocking it to a number 3 ride. Different names coming in here. Henny Widget gets it done to a number 2 finish, but he was a long way off the back wheel of an eventual race winner, whose lap times would have put him well inside of the top 10 overall. That dude, Kyle Potgieter, riding out of Fast KTM. He may be the one and only rider on the Farm Jam Hare Scramble Tour this season that can go undefeated. S1 amateurs, where we start seeing some of the old money, and that's the older 4-stroke machinery coming out of absolutely nowhere. One of the rare KX 450s. Probably still running MX suspension in the hands of Dylan Pretorius. Still good enough for a number 5 ride, with Andrew Nell a little bit higher up the road. Once again, just loving the mixed flow terrain that Botshabelo was delivering. 4th place for Andrew Nell, with Jason Lightfoot consistent as ever. Got rid of all of his early season injuries, and 3rd place, he'll be happy with that. This isn't a Jason Lightfoot track, so on a bad day, 3rd place, he will take that. Ruan Rousseau, 2nd place this time around. And his lap times were very nice. In fact, come the end of the race, only losing by 1 single minute to this dude, Aston Allen. Allen was good enough, but only just to take the S1 amateur victory here on the Big Husky 300 Smoker. So that's the novice and amateurs. Let's move up the ranks into the age group categories, where we see once again massive fields of almost 30 riders, and all of them extremely talented in their own rights. Martin Poole loves any kind of terrain, any kind of riding, and he muscled the big Yami all the way to a number 5 ride, with Pierre Smit, who comes in and out of championships at this part of the season, walking away with a number 4 finish. That leaves the best of the rest. These are the guys that have been dicing it out for the top 3s the whole way through the season. Tony Greef loves this kind of mixed terrain. He's got a great setup on his smoker, and he just absolutely adored every kilometer. You could see it in his riding style and the big smile. Rudy Kavina, who likes to smash, rip, and bang bars the whole way through the race. This time around, the track just did not suit his style. Just too many mistakes, and it was the butter smooth riding of his competitor that beat him this time around in the tech zones. Sean, Captain Kirk, and the Fast Gas took it all the way to the checkers this time. And remember, Botshabelo is round 4 of a 5-round championship, where the 5th round is a double points affair. This could be the turning point of the season for the Kirky and Kavina show. Into the seniors, and a strange sight. Yes, indeed. The flatland hero that likes to hang it wide open, Yanni Potgieter, brought his big 500cc VW Mastercars Hatfield ride out to the rocks and rocked it to a number 5 ride. He'll be happy with that. DJ Milan, who has been out in the wilderness for a little while, but starting to find his form once again. He's a bit of a local hero out here. He knows exactly how to get the best out of his bike setup and these trails. And Milan, 4th place. He'll be pretty chuffed, because there was a strong gate here with championship runners who have been out there for the championship the whole way through 2022. The madman that is Marco Cocci brought out his smaller Yamaha this time around for the technical layout of the track. The 250 Yami got it up there into 3rd place this time around. He'd have wanted a little bit higher, but Hugo Leroux, who's a bit of a rock specialist and does very well at a couple more extreme style events, was good enough on the high-speed stuff, but absolutely amazing in the tech to get the number 2 finish. Up the road from him is the Iron Man himself. Another victory, another trophy, and another event that Hunter Simon can say he completely dominated and owned. He got the Holeshot, got the cheese, ran the numbers out front, and was never seen again, taking the big win in the seniors.
I think I was in second. I was just behind Ryan, and lots of rocks, and I just clipped the back brake pedal when it broke. And I'm trying to find another one now, see what we can organize. Just get that exercise in.
You got it there from the horse's mouth. John Buerta, he did eventually get something sorted out and got a good enough run going to still score 4th place on points. Up the road from him, Elru van der Westhuizen for the Vans Racing Husqvarna squad. Smoker his whole life until this event, where he dusted off a brand new 250 4-stroke and showed that he can get the best out of it. 3rd place for him. Stormy Fuljoen, after an incredible hole shot and a track that definitely suited his style, he looked extremely comfortable and happy for the first time in a very long time, showing out there on every jump and kicker that he could find. 2nd place, he'll take that. But on this kind of track, this kind of layout, and this championship as well, the Farm Jam Hare Scrambles in the S3 Pros has one name at the top at every single round, and that's Ryan Peltzer. Peltzer is custom made for this stuff. He's got the dialed in setup on his bike, and even though he didn't get the overall that he always goes for, he'll be happy to get the category win after fluffing the stock completely. In the S2 Pro category, also riders like to come out to the Farm Jam Hare Scrambles to work on the technical and attacking of different kind of formats of terrain so they can take it back in their back pocket and move on forwards. Miguel da Silva, Big Mig, got the job done, 5th place, and probably surprised himself because he is a flat land specialist. Vernon Nordier, who lost his way in the championship a little bit at the mid part of the season, but the 444 Motorsport rider on the 350 Husky is now getting himself back into the sweet spot. 4th place for him, and back inside the top 5 for championships as well. The top 3 are, as always, the most consistent riders. Butter to watch this guy ride, not super aggressive, but he's got the all-important flow, and that's what you need at Farm Jam Hare Scrambles. Peter Delport taking it to a butter smooth run with a solid 3rd place that should see him maintain the top 3 in the championship. Ludwig Jansen van Vuren has been swapping machines once again. Started out the season going for a 250, racing against the kids. Now he moves back to his comfort zone. KTM 350 in the S2 Pro category, 2nd place. And Ludwig Jansen van Vuren once again on the box against some mighty competition. But it's always going to be tough to beat this guy, the Devastator, once again in devastating form. Just watch and listen as this guy rips the bars off his factory Vans Racing Husqvarna 350. When Devin Smith, the Devastator, is enjoying himself, watch out, because he's going to be gone. And then up the road into the S1 Pro category, most of these guys out there on 300cc smoker machinery and riding out of an incredible dirt team. Philippe Desquizil gets the job done in 6th place, but he should be racing for the top 3s. That's going to be one of his lowest finishes and may hurt his championship chances. Pierre van der Walt was up the road inside of number 5, robbing points off Desquizil, so that's going to change things up, like I say. Van der Walt will be happy to take one of his best rides of the season. Also got himself some brand new 23 equipment there. For Desquizil's teammate Logan Berger, who chooses to go with the blue machinery, and he's on the Yamaha 250 smoker, he's having a relatively consistent season. Inside the top 5 at every single round, has yet to taste the top 2 steps yet though. You'll have to wait a little bit longer. 4th place here at Botshabelo. Always this time of season where we see a little bit of new blood and different riders and players coming into the zone. A classic racing name with a lot of heritage, Bontekoonen. Brian Bontekoonen and his dad, Tristan, on the bars now. And the Bontekoonen name has got some legendary status in the world of cross-country, hare scrambles and extreme riding. Bontekoonen starting to put his name in the hat. For the championship, it's a safe bet that Aldo Low and the Factory Sherco is going to be inside the top 3 at every single round. In fact, make it the more technical and all the better for Low. Botshabelo was one of those tracks where he very nearly took the win. It was a close run thing. His day will come, but for now, second place keeps him in the hunt. Ruan Smith, though, surprised himself, his sponsors, and everyone with his incredible pace. We know what this guy can do, but the whole way through the season, he's been on the big 450, which hasn't suited this style of terrain. A clever decision before round number 4 to get on the Gas 300 Smoker, and Ruan Smith totally dominated the event in the S1 Pros. Let's chat to a couple of the winners.
Yeah, last Botshabelo was not so rough like this one, but it was great track. Well done to the Farm Jam crew, well done to Leonela. They were great on the track, all the marshal points and everything. Well done. Yeah, I didn't thought I was going to take the win today, but I need to go to the gym, because this rock's giving me arm pump. In the last lap, I saw Ryan Powell from far. I thought, he's going to take me, but I just put it through and give him my best.
Unfortunately, the single track makes it difficult to pass, but all the tech sections that they put in definitely made it interesting today. I got the jump and I hit neutral, so everyone, I was I think 4th into the first corner or 5th, but I managed to get into first, still on the first lap, and then just made my way into second overall. Yeah, that's why I'm here. It's good riding, good training. The best training you'll get is racing.
This was an epic round, I must say. I was actually stressing. I thought it's going to be tougher, or as tough as the second round, the first round. And I must say this round was really nice. I enjoyed the track. It wasn't that fast, it was nice and flowing. First of all, I need to thank Gas Tracks. Rian, he gave me his demo bike for this event on first day, so we didn't have any training time. I just started the bike this morning, ran up and down once or twice, and started, and it was an awesome day, I must say. The first 2 laps was hectic. The first lap I was feeling good, but at the end when we came in underneath the Dunlop tyre, I started feeling it throughout the pits as well. There's grass sections. I think the pits is worse than the race. It's more bumpy. So I struggled on the third lap. I was starting to feel good, starting to get my flow, just enjoyed it. It's definitely a family event. It was really good. I think it's an all-round favorite for everyone, actually. It's a nice Hare Scramble event. I really enjoyed it. Farm Jam will definitely see me more. And next year I'm going to be back here, definitely on the 300 again. I think I'm going to enjoy it.
Let's check out and confirm all those results then. S1 Pros, we just chatted to Ruan Smith as he took his first big win at the Farm Jams ahead of Low, Bontekonen, Berger, Van der Walt and Desquizil. S2 Pros, Devastator once again on top and walking away with the overall for the event, beating out Ludwig Janssen van Vuren, Delport, Nordia, De Silva and Kotze. In the S3 Pros, it's the Ryan Peltzer show once again. Second place in the overall, so he'll be happy with that. Beating out Storm Viljoen and Elru van der Westhuizen and John Buerta. For the seniors, Hannes Simon gets his big win going here at round number 4 of the championship, ahead of LaRue, Kochi, Milan, Potgieter on the big 500 and Casillo. For the Masters, the captain back on top. And the war continues between Sean Kirk and Rudy Kavina, walking away with second place. Krief is the best of the rest in third place with the S1 amateurs. Allen ahead of Rousseau, Lightfoot, Nell, Pretorius and Fasaki. Staying with the amateurs, moving forward into the S2s. It's once again that man, Carl Potgieter, on top, near on unstoppable, ahead of Widget, Language, Fasaki, Vessels and Kotze. S3 amateurs, Hanru van der Sant, also a rider that looks like he may not be able to get beaten this whole season. Language, Mostert, Dimitriatis, Kutzer and Pinar. In the S1 novice category, Big Ben Nell got the job done. Ben 10 as he's known in the industry. Mark Maynard just behind him with Struthers, Dixon, Andre Potgieter rounding out the top 5. S2 novice, all about Lauren Shangguan, the L99 starting to appear at the top of the charts more often now, beating out on Mo and Olofsson, with Davey joining us in number 4. With the S3 novices, Stubby, little Jerome Stubbs, beats out on Estienne Kutzer ahead of Detoy, Mo, Jacobs, and Gareth Van Deventer takes us to a number 6. As always, we meet the people down in the pits after the event.
First time at Farm Jam.
It's my first race ever.
First race ever. And tell me about your day. Start to finish, how was it?
Start was a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I was a bit scared, I'm not gonna lie. But it was good. The race was a bit technical with the rocks and stuff. I didn't expect that big of boulders and stuff, but it was good. It was a nice experience.
How many laps did you do?
I did 2.
Okay, and tell me, are we going to see you at the next one?
Probably yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool, well done.
Thanks.
Not like expected. It was a bit, well, I must tell you, I didn't practice at all, so I was completely unfit and not prepared for all this rocks and rocks and rocks. And then my bike started to overheat, so I did 1 lap, but it was well marked. It was really a very, very nice event, and we will definitely come for the next one again.
Tiring, unfit. Realised that now, today. Very dusty today, absolutely dusty.
How are the rocks out there?
Yeah, scary. A lot of lurkers, but the little ones, not so much the big ones you can see, but the little ones flip and put you out on the open section there, the back end. But yeah, other than that, all very good.
Our kids race the 50cc juniors.
Yeah.
So we chaperone them because they're still little, you know, they're only 6 and 7. And Lucky Chop, I challenged the dads. I said, come, let's go do, I challenge you all to a race, and it turned out to be this one. And anyway, it was tough, eh?
Tell me about those rocks.
Rocks are lots, and there's some of them where you, if you don't get up the first time, you don't even want to get up the second time. It's like, now they're tough. But yeah, you know, it's doable. And it's amazing how some of these youngsters just make it look like easy, you know. Good job, we made it.
Beginning it was tough. I got on pump. After the first lap, I got better. So keep going on. And the rocky section, I love it. I'm a big guy, so I love the Farm Jam. I'll do it again. After everything, I'll do it. I'll keep on going on.
Well, I expected some rocks, and I'm normally scared of the rocks, but I had so much fun today. It was so well marked, and you know, if you just keep your momentum and keep going and just keep at it, it was actually so much fun. It was definitely one for the books.
Okay, lots of rocks there.
Plenty. And the mud, once I actually went too far right. I just wanted to get through the mud, and then I saw the marshals bring me a little bit to the left, because I wasn't even looking at the markers anymore. I was just trying to get through the mud. But yeah, it's all in the name of the fun, eh?
Okay, 2 rounds to go. We're going to see you at the next one.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Perfect.
We'll be here.
First time Farm Jammer. Tell me, how was your day beginning to end?
It started off good. The fatigue hit real quick with all the rocks. I wasn't expecting that. Old 450. Yeah, we started overheating, but yeah, I managed to complete 3 laps.
Well,
just under 2 hours.
Well done. Tell me, are we going to see you at the next one?
100%. 100%. We'll be more prepared than this time, but no, definitely going to be the next one.
Your buddy roped you in, eh?
It's my brother, and it's my other brother.
Come, brother. That's on. Second time Farm Jam?
Yes.
I said first one must have been good to bring you back to the next one. How was today?
I actually enjoyed today. I actually enjoy a lot of all the rocks and everything because I enjoy Heidelberg, so it's been good.
So we're going to see 3 brothers at the next one?
100%.
100%.
Very rocky. I enjoyed it though, and yeah, had some good fun. Next time we'll be better prepared, and hopefully not as many rocks.
So the 3 brothers going to get a gym contract?
Absolutely.
Just keep coming to Farm Jams, though. You won't need gym.
Good exercise.
Cool, man. So we'll see you all at the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Albertine, seen you at the GXCC's first time Farm Jam. How was that track, eh?
It was quite tough. It's way different than GXCC. Yeah, like my dad said, just look at it as marshmallows. It wasn't marshmallows at all. So yeah, it was something different, something fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, maybe I'll see you again here at Farm Jam next round.
It was more like an adventure, you know, and it definitely taught you how to ride your bike. That's for sure, you know. And in general, marking was good. You know, there was everything in the event was there. It was rocks, a little bit of everything, you know. So no, the route was very good, very good.
And do you feel like you need to train a bit harder?
Definitely, the fitness, I must get that sorted. I didn't finish. My left hand just gave up on me. Without cramps, I think I hit something and I hurt it a little bit. But other than that, it was a rock and roll track, that's for sure.
Great reactions as always from our farm jammers. That was Botshabelo, round number 4 of the 2022 Farm Jam Hare Scramble Championships. It's been an amazing season so far and it's just going to get better. In around about a month and a half, we've got round number 5, which is a double points round. That will decide the championship. That will wrap things up tight in a bow for 2022. There is much more Farm Jam to come, so stay with us. All of this Farm Jam racing action was proudly brought to you by Vans Racing in association with Subaru Nelspruit.